Good day, everybody. Today, I'm not going to give you a lecture. I've done a lot of lectures. I got a few questions to ask. I want you to think about my questions and let you come up with your own answers. But I've been sitting, listening to the different news networks, listening to what's going on, listening how we are tending to become European. And then I asked myself a question. Probably anti-European. Why did we have a revolutionary war? Why did we break away from Europe? Why did a lot of Americans put their very existence, their very lives on the line during the Revolutionary War? Was it because the European governments were really what this country was about? Why did the first colonists come over to this country from Europe? Why, I ask you? We have a history that's based basically on the individual freedoms. A constitution that outlines the protection of the American individual. Not telling the government what it can do for us, it tells it what it cannot do against us. To protect us by limiting the government. Did we have a revolutionary war because we got tired of a government that saw the people as its servants? Did we have a revolutionary war because the government, we were tired of paying their reckless ventures and debt through overtaxation? Did we have a revolutionary war because we were tired of the way the Europeans persecuted people for their religious beliefs? Was to serve its society, not that the society should serve the government? Why did we have a revolutionary war? Did we believe in colonialism? That a country should go and try to imperialize itself over other countries and other nations? Or did we feel that a country should remain into its own sovereignty, its own boundaries, and not try to tell other people how to live? So I ask you, why? Why in the world did we have a revolutionary war? Why did we break away from one of the most secure governments that have had, I don't know how many constitutions since ours was written, to take a chance on a radical idea, believing in the individual and the people, and setting up a government to serve the people, a government of the people, by the people, for the people? Why? And now, my greatest question. Why did we have a revolution when now we have a Congress that is trying to go into the European ways? We are not European. Just like we are not African. We are not Asian. We are not Spaniards, Latinos. We are not. We are made up of all, but we are not them. We are of them, but not them. We are Americans. Something completely different. So I ask you, why did we have an American Revolution? What does our history tell us? And I think our Congress needs to study our colonial history. Before the Revolutionary War, after the Revolutionary War, and what caused the Constitution to be written. Too many people in our country believe our history only began when the Constitution was written. The mistake our government puts forward is that, for example, George Washington was the first president of the United States of America, when he was not. He was the 8th. There were 7 more. Our country existed then. Our country. And before that, did we break away from Europe for truly selfish reasons? Or did we believe in the individual? Did we believe that God has endowed each person and that a government should serve its people? And when it no longer does that, then the government should be disbanded or replaced. Why did we have a revolution? Why was the Declaration of Independence written? What was involved in the Articles of Confederation? And why was the Constitution? And yes, the Constitution does say what the government cannot do to us to protect us from governments like they have in Europe. Another thing to think about, if you want to be European-like, who dragged us into World War I? Who dragged us into World War II? Where was World War I initiated? Where was World War II initiated? Why are there so many problems in the Middle East today? It's not the United States. You can go all the way back to the Crusades for the Middle East. Where did they come from? Then you can go into Britain's imperialism throughout the world. The United States of America only done things wrong when we believed in Europeans' way of life. For example, the first group of blacks, several groups of them, that came into this country were indentured servants. There was no slaves. They were indentured servants. Slavery was introduced in this country by Europeans. Just for a thought, just to think about. And what do we have to do to get rid of that poison once it got injected into us? The Civil War wasn't pretty, was it? We have grand and great ideals, and they're in our Constitution. We must quit trying to pollute it with the European socialist styles of livelihood. Think about that. Why did we have a revolution? This is JD. You have a nice day.